Listen, September 28th, I will be supporting 100 plus strong black men, and I would love for you to do the
I want to
same.
give a shout out to my friend Freddie, Silent Heroes on IG. He's having a big event in LA, 4720 Slauson, September 28th, 100 Black Men of Excellence. He's building the community through boxing.
Barbershop Conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. September 28th. You see it. Come on out, man. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all. 4720 West Slauson Avenue on the corner of Slauson and La Brea in the heart of Los Angeles. You know what I mean? And I told you guys this day was coming, man. Can I get a round of, wherever you at, give me a round of applause. Give me a round of applause. All right? I told you about DAZN. I told you the reality will set in. They don't have the money that they say they do. No one goes into boxing with $1 billion with that game plan. All right? If you had $1 billion over 5 years, wouldn't you spend $500 million the first year, first 2 years, and bag up Danny Garcia, Deontay Wilder, and whoever you need to, you know what I mean? So, but I told you this day was coming in terms of their value. Now, I'm definitely not rooting them out of boxing. That's not what I want to do, but I just want to bring attention to the realities of it. You know, I told you it was those contracts was enlarged, inflated is the word. Inflation was the key. And I knew that they won't be able to last with those type of contracts. Overpaying some may say overpaying Big Baby Miller. Some may say overpaying Canelo. And the list goes on and on. And how you do business is you got to have a return. You got to have an ROI. What's your return on investment? All right. The Gates say no return on investment. All right. The fighters, in terms of the sauce, the cash appeal, the swag, minimum return on investment. Who goes viral on DAZN? They got lightning in the bottle with the rematch. They got lightning in the bottle with KSI. They got lightning in the bottle in 3 years. See what Devin Haney will become. Well, I wouldn't say Devin Haney's not lightning in the bottle. Devin Haney was a good signing. But we'll see. You know, the rematch actually helped them big time, because if he goes in and knocks out Andy Ruiz in the first round and we don't get the Deontay Wilder fight, what's the point? You know, if they saying he did this, she did that, it's I'm the ace high, you're the ace high. Fight doesn't happen. So what I'm suggesting to you guys is DAZN will be a very more pragmatic in business. And the reason how I knew that this was happening, because I remember as a young kid, younger version of my adult life, when I used to make like a couple of $1,000s, I would spend a couple of $1,000s because it was new to me, right? And then I started making more money than I can spend. Let's say my daily habits was $200 and I made $1,000, right? Then I would save maybe $400, and then you do that over and over again, and then you learn to value money. You learn how to save. You create financial goals. You create financial savings goals. And when money is a tool to create more money in your mind instead of being a consumer, then you understand reality. I knew their business model when they were throwing around contracts and saying, "Hey, fighter, come sign with me. I got all this money." You know what I mean? With no connection. And I knew what they were attempting to do. Now, you can't, I'll save that for another video. But what I'm saying is this. DAZN has to be a lot more pragmatic. DAZN needs me. DAZN needs you. And because they spending all this money, you bet not, when I say you bet not, do any deal with DAZN without them paying you. I don't care who you are and to what capacity, whether you're a promoter, media, whatever the case may be. Because you deserve to be compensated. Because now the proof is in the pudding. They attempted to pay all these other media outlets, right? I won't mention names, but they paid a handful of them. And they still pay a handful of them, which they're probably going to change their model. It didn't work out for them. Eddie Hearn, me constructively criticizing Eddie Hearn has been more influential than anybody they've ever paid to come to their media events. 100% facts. You want to kiss up to Eddie Hearn media and say, "Oh, you're the greatest thing since sliced bread." It hasn't worked out for you. You understand what I'm saying? So hold on, I gotta give my daughter some more food. Hold on. All right, I'm back. I forgot where I was, but I'll just move forward with it. What DAZN realized, they came in with the flash without the substance. For example, Eddie Hearn, before we used to do our interview, he said, "Man, you're gonna get a lot of clicks." He used to say IFL. What IFL do? 1 million views? Now I respect the fact that he understands who is who in the world of boxing. That's something other promoters don't value. There are promoters that don't know who the hell I am and don't understand how much influence I have on the sport of boxing. Have no clue. And that's okay. They'll get there eventually. I'm not concerned with that. But I applaud Eddie for understanding my value in the sport of boxing and other people's value. What he didn't understand is he's counting IFL clicks and not acknowledging my influence on the culture of boxing. The most influential interview of the year is me interviewing Eddie Hearn and me interviewing Andre Ward. Those are two of the top 5 most profound interviews we've seen this year, you know. And I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm bringing home the point is that promoters and fighters want 1 million clicks. Everyone that clicks on my video will become your fan. Do you understand that? And I use every as a hyperbole. I know. People are gonna say in the comment section. And this video isn't full of myself. It's the work that I do. It's the spirit that I put into the work that I do. And people don't get it. They don't see the long game of it. People just see, this media member has 500,000 views and gets 100,000 views. I have close to 42,000 subs, and my video gets 13,000 views. Don't you know 7 of those 13,000 will become fans of you? I'm just being 100. Most media outlets, it's an advertisement for you. With me, it's a conversation. I'm going to dig into your spirit. I'm going to dig into your soul. I'm going to find that purpose. Why are you boxing? Why are you in the sport of boxing? But DAZN and Eddie Hearn didn't fully grasp and understand this. So they went top shelf, which is nothing wrong with it, right? They went top shelf. And now a year later, they've realized they've overpaid and not gotten their return on profit. Imagine if DAZN was smart enough to sponsor Trill Boxing Talk. Imagine if they embrace blue blood. We got about 500,000 black men every day circulating through our community. Yeah, I said 500,000 circulating through our community. Imagine that. You know, they don't get it. I see it. You know, his most successful outside of Anthony Joshua has been in black markets, Philadelphia and Dallas. Those have been DAZN's 2 most successful events. I would gather. Why? You tell me. And it would have been bigger. Anyhow, I see the big picture. I see the long game. And hopefully the fighters and promoters get it. But stand your ground. These promoters will start having to pay. You understand? And people just so infatuated with getting media credentials that they lose sight of their value. They want to be accepted. Oh man, did you get a credential for the fight? I've never overvalued a credential. Every media member that couldn't get into a fight, I found a way to get them into a fight. There's about 50 to 100 media members that can tell you to this day, over the past 10 years that I've been doing boxing, I've helped them get into a fight. I don't overvalue it. It's just, I don't, you know? And I think that's the long end of it. But the beauty of it is, not many people believe in themselves. Many people, 70%, 80% of the world want to be accepted. I said the world, not America. I said the world want to be accepted. You got about 20% of the people that bet and believe on themselves. And those are the people that you're going to look up to and or hate with passion. You know what I mean? So anyways, man, I told you guys this day was coming with DAZN. Feel free to check the artifacts, man. I told you they can't sustain it. It's like running a mile under 4 minutes. You can't sustain that for a marathon. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle, man. The marathon continues. You can't sustain a 4-minute mile for a marathon. They came out sprinting. They came out with banana clips. You're going to run out of bullets. So at the end of the day, now DAZN is in a precarious position. I got the keys to the city. LDBC got the keys to the city. They did it their way. It didn't work. So what that proves? I was right the whole time. I remember interviewing Eddie. My first interview with Eddie was here in New York he had a fight out at the Forum. I forget who was the main event. And he was talking, and I was trying to explain to him about the culture of boxing and the culture of these athletes, but he didn't get it. He was still talking about, and I even told him in the interview, I said, you don't understand a word I'm saying. Oh, I get it. I'm this, I'm that. No. That's not how it works. I'm educating. Every time I do a video, I'm educating the culture of boxing. And so many promoters see you as a dummy. They don't even know you as a person. They just know you. We can get you $45 at a time, buying a ticket or buying a pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Then you're going to spend an extra $30 on a $2 t-shirt. And then you're going to spend an extra $20 on a 50-cent program. Then you're going to spend $15 per beer. That's what they see you as. They see you as a trick, as a hoe. But y'all don't hear me though. Maybe I'm too far ahead of the game. Maybe that's why people are mad at me and won't give me credentials, because I know the truth. But guess what? Can't stop me. Can't stop, won't stop. In 2 years, they'll all be coming back to me. Oh, Fred, man, we knew you were smart. Pay me. Pay me. You got to pay me. And I don't need $10,000 from you. I'll blink and I can get $10,000. I can blink and get $100,000. I don't want no. You got to pay me, baby. You got to pay me, and I'm not selling out. You gotta pay me for my services. Barbershop Conversations, man. I told you guys this day was coming with Eddie Hearn, man. I told you, and not just Eddie Hearn, DAZN. Do I want DAZN to fail? Absolutely not. I don't want DAZN to fail. They are employing people, and people have jobs there. So, I mean, from a human perspective, I don't want people to lose their job. I've been unemployed. I was laid off at 27 from school teaching. Thank God I am who I am. And I just built my own, I just stayed in my own lane. You know what I mean? But there are people who the best version of themselves is helping people reach their goals. You understand what I'm saying? Some people don't want to be in the front line. Some people want to be an asset to others. And that's fine. That's great. So I don't want these people to lose their jobs. I don't want DAZN to fail. I want DAZN to respect and acknowledge what is boxing. What is the see the truth about DAZN? Here's where they made the mistake. They should have built a coalition. They should have created boxing the way it's supposed to be, as opposed to recycling the same model. Bob Arum, Don King, Oscar, and the list goes on and on. They should have came in with a utopic type of brand. Like, we are here for everybody. We are all inclusive. You know what I mean? We're going to search high and low for the best talents. We want all media outlets to be a part of us. They would have won that way. When I say they would have won, they would have won. You know what I mean? Instead of overpaying, they should have embraced the media. They should have came in 2 weeks before the fight to the city, brought their team out, put 4 to a bed in a hotel to cut the cost, come 2 weeks early, submerge yourself in the culture, start the promoting, get to know the livest DJs in that city, get to know the livest club promoters in the DJ, get to know the top media outlets in that city, get to know the local politicians in that city, get to know the best nonprofits in the city. Don't you know you can sell out a city? Don't you know you can sell out a fight just from sororities and fraternities? Don't you know that? Don't you know when they did? I'm giving too much information. So, anyways, man, they didn't do that. But anyway, Barbershop Conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe. I told you guys this day was coming, and I talk to you guys soon. Peace.